At UFC on ESPN 72, fans inside the UFC Apex in Las Vegas witnessed a moment that will live in mixed martial arts lore. A knockout so violent and spectacular that it immediately drew comparisons to one of the sport's most iconic finishes. Lightweight prospect Elijah Smith, 9-1 MMA, 2-0 UFC, a second-generation fighter following in the footsteps of his father Gilbert Smith, delivered a jaw-dropping slam knockout against Japan's Toshiomi Kazama, 11-4 MMA, 1-3 UFC, in the opening round of their bout. The finish was a direct homage to Quinton, Rampage, Jackson's legendary knockout of Ricardo Arona in Pride FC. A moment etched in MMA history nearly 2 decades ago. The finish that shocked the Apex midway through round 1, the two fighters battled for position, with Kazama working from the top. Smith, however, saw his opportunity. In a sudden display of raw strength and explosive athleticism, he scooped Kazama into the air from a defensive position. The crowd gasped as Smith elevated his opponent high above the canvas, and then came the impact. With a devastating thud, Smith slammed Kazama down on his head and shoulders, instantly knocking him unconscious. The blow echoed through the Apex, silencing the crowd for a moment as the severity of the knockout sank in. The fight was officially stopped at 4:10 of the first round, but the visual of Kazama lying motionless drew tense expressions from everyone in attendance. Medical staff rushed in, and after several concerning moments, Kazama regained consciousness and was able to leave the octagon under supervision, a reassuring end to an otherwise frightening sequence. A nod to MMA history. Once his hand was raised, Smith took a moment to pay tribute to the fighter who inspired the finish. "Unfortunately, I had to slam him on his dome piece," Smith told Daniel Cormier in his post-fight interview. "I knew I was going to be strong and powerful. I hope that slam gets in that conversation for a bonus." The victory marked a major milestone for Smith, who not only improved to 2-0 inside the UFC but also announced himself as a legitimate rising force in the lightweight division. His knockout is already being hailed as one of the